po sa unang katanungan, Clay Pardilla, PTB4.
Good morning po, Secretary Laurel. Data from the Bureau of Plant Industry show that around 3.3 million metric tons of imported rice entered the country in 2025, down from 4.8 million metric tons in 2024. Is this decline expected po to continue at magiging less dependent po tayo sa imported rice this 2026?
Ang projected rice importations natin for this year, assuming our production remains the same as of last year, is 3.6 million tons minimum, and maybe maximum of 3.8 million tons because of course our population is increasing. So, but that's the basic plan, yes.
Sir, may new tariff po effective January 16. How will this affect the prices of rice in the market for both local and imported?
Sa ngayon, yes, 20% ang taripa na basically na-approve ng Council for January 16 implementation. Ang MSRP natin for now sa imported rice is 43 pesos. But then alam naman natin na nag-devalue tayo yesterday, no, to 59.33. Then kung ganyan pa rin ang exchange rate by January 16, then plus a 20 peso 25% increase in malamang mag-issue tayo ng new MSRP na 45 pesos per kilo to address the reality. Thank you.
Sorry sir, this new MSRP is expected to implement when po?
January 16.
16 din po.
But of course, we will only declare the final number by January 15. Depende sa exchange rate, depende sa international prices. Thank you.
Thank you. Sunod na katanungan, Chloe Hufana, Business World.
Good morning po. With global rice prices around $360 per metric ton, the flexible rice tariff this year is expected to be set about 20%, as you said, raising concerns about low revenue collections. A CPBRD report warned that this may fall short of the 30 billion annual requirement for the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, with any gap to be covered by the GAA. So how is the government planning to manage potential revenue gaps to ensure the RCEF remains fully funded without crowding out other regular programs?
I'd just like to clarify some figures. No? Yung $370 na nabanggit ninyo, that is the posted prices of rice, generic pricing sa mga website. But the actual price na binibili ng ating mga importers at the moment of the higher quality 5% broken at tinatawag na DT8 is 425 to 440 para lang at least we're aligned. But hindi mali yung figure mo, but it's just a different type of rice we're really buying. As far as yung revenue collections are concerned, or for the RCEF, nalagay sa aming budget sa GAA ang 30 billion minimum guaranteed fund nga for RCEF. So safe ang RCEF even though bumaba man ng taripa or tumaas, at least yung RCEF fund natin will have 30 billion this year.
So this won't compete, sir, with other projects of the...
No, it is specifically for RCEF.
Thank you, sir.
Salamat. Sunod na tanong, Ann Soberano, Bombo Radio.
Thank you. Sec, good morning. Hindi pa rin po nawawala yung pangamba na posibleng sumirit na naman po ang presyo ng bigas ngayong taon. Sec, ano ang konkretong plano ng Department of Agriculture para pababain at patatagin pa ang presyo ng bigas?
Meron tayong 20 peso rice, no? Yung 20 bigas meron na. And next week, January 13, we will officially launch it provincial-wide, no, sa Pangasinan. So I'm inviting everybody to join in Pangasinan in January 13. Then tuloy-tuloy na every week magbubukas na tayo ng probinsya. So we intend to cater to, as I mentioned kanina, 15 million families or 60 million Filipinos. Dapat makompleto namin yan by end of this year. That will actually, of course, may limit naman yan na 10 kilos per household per month lang, dun for the general public. That will help ease yung inflation, sa bigas, and help control yung presyo ng bigas, dahil meron portion na mabibili ng ating mga mamimili na mas mura. So that is one. The other one is sa ngayon halos puno pa rin lahat ng NFA stock warehouses natin, but of course we intend to move that out before the harvest season because of the 20 peso na bigas. At pagdating naman ng mid-February, umpisa na ulit yung harvest season this year. So kasagsagan yan is March, April. So ang importante lang maayos yung presyo ng ating palay. Yan ang gusto ng ating Pangulo sa ating mga farmer. Then we should be okay. Wala tayong masyadong issue sa supply and sa presyo ng bigas.
Follow up lang din, Sec. Mayroon din po bang pangmatagalang plano ang ahensya para sa food security po at paano po babalansehin ang importasyon at local production sa bigas? Thank you.
Very critical dyan yung ating digitalization. To say na yung command center ng DA is to be completed this month na, and we are populating already. So we have very robust data, no? Of course, we are also using PSA data and our own data, and with the right data, I think we will be able to manage things properly. As already mentioned, na-identify na natin na we should not over-import rice para nga ang palay natin sa farmer ay secure. So na-identify na natin na 3.6 million na kailangan natin na imported, no? Sa manok naman, bagsak ang presyo ng manok dahil nag-overproduction tayo. Nakikita na natin yung figures. Baboy naman, kulang tayo ng 6 million heads. So technically, but may import substitution naman na tayo temporary while we're dealing with ASF. Ang good news na nga natin is meron tayong 2 mega cold storages na matatayo this year that will help us have buffer stocks also for vegetables and meats na first time in a long time, no, since FTI 1970s, no. The first one hopefully will be completed this February in Pili, Kamsur, and another one in Taguig, a 5,000 ton capacity plant in Taguig by November or December this year, among others, no. At marami pa tayong modular na ikakabit from itong starting February hanggang end of this year that will help the food systems of our country in order to para makapag-stock tayo na maayos.
Sunod na tanong, Junel Maribohok, UNTV.
Good morning po to Yusek Taduran. Mga ilang ektarya ng lupa pa po ang dapat na maipamahagi sa mga magsasaka po natin?
Okay. As for the figures po, we have 2 million pa, more than 2 million po yung universe na tinatawag na universe. In fact, tuloy-tuloy po yung ating pamamahagi ng lupa. The last one was last December 29 with Secretary Conado Estrella sa Cagayan de Oro po ito. And by Sunday po ata kasama pa si Secretary Laurel. At nung last year, may mga times na actually more than 10 yung distribution na ginawa namin nakasama si President mismo, si President Bongbong Marcos Jr. na nag-ikot po talaga sa buong Pilipinas up to Mindanao para po sa pamamahagi. And as for yung exact figure po, we will provide you with that. Pero yun nga po, ang mandato po kasi ng Department of Agrarian Reform, ang bilin po sa amin is hindi lang talaga nagtatapos sa pamamahagi ng lupa. We wanted to empower yung ating mga agrarian reform beneficiaries na hindi lang porke binigyan nyo sila ng lupa, doon po nagtatapos. We want them to empower na kailangan mong bigyan ng support services. Ano po yung mga support services? Andyan po yung farm machineries and equipment, andyan po yung post-harvest facilities, at iba pa pong mga agri-credit na pwede nating matulong sa ating mga magsasaka.
Pero yung mga natitira mo, dapat na maipamahagi, kakayanin po ito na matapos bago...
Yun po talaga ang commitment ng Department of Agrarian Reform sa leadership po ng ni Secretary Conado M. Estrella III. At syempre, yun din po ang ano sa atin, ang mandato sa amin na talagang by end of 2028 ni BBM, kailangan pong matapos na maipamahagi po itong mga lupang ito para sa ating mga beneficiaries.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po.